and a very good day. My name is Nur Aisha binti Mayudin, and today I would like to present about introduction of our report. Groundwater is a common term utilized in hydrology field. As a role of water resources, groundwater is directly associated with sustainable development of human being and industry. There are several factors that affecting groundwater flow, which is topography and geology as the main factor. Topography and geology are considered as physical characteristics of the framework in which the groundwater system occurs. There are two important hydraulic parameters, which is porosity and hydraulic conductivity, as preliminary evaluation to the occurrence of groundwater system. Gravity, on the other hand, is one of the elements that affect groundwater flow. The dominant driving factor that causes the water to flow from high elevation to low elevation, and as well as from high pressure to low pressure. Several methods have been ruled out to solve the problem related to measurement of groundwater flow after some general consideration. And in this report, we will discuss about the method that have been chosen to measure the groundwater flow. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ali Arif, and I'll be presenting about comprehension review. Groundwater pollution is when pollutants are released to the earth and make their way down into groundwater. This is known as groundwater pollution, also known as groundwater contamination. Groundwater pollution causes. Groundwater pollution happens when man-made items such as gasoline, oil, road salts and chemical contaminate the water, rendering it hazardous for human consumption. Hydraulic gradient. The hydraulic gradient is the force that pushes groundwater to flow in the direction of the lowest total height possible. Pumping test. A pumping test is a field experiment in which a well is pumped at a controlled rate and the water level response drawdown is measured in one or more surrounding observation well. Hydrograph separation. A storm hydrograph is a graphical representation of a stream's response to a water input event, rainfall or snow melt. Environmental tracer method. Environmental tracers, through their imprint on the system or sensitivity to change within it, continue to be an important tool for understanding the source, flow, and mixing dynamics of water resource systems.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Imran. So today I will be talking about the summary. For hydraulic gradient, it is change in water level per unit of distance in the direction of highest head reduction along the slope of water table. It is hydraulic is the force that pushes groundwater in the flow in the direction with the lowest head possible. For the pumping test, it is a field experiment in which well is pumped at a controlled rate and the water level is measured one or more nearby observation well. The response data are used to estimate the hydraulic properties of aquifers, evaluate well performance, and identify aquifers boundary. For the hydrograph separation, it only occurs when the isotopic composition of fresh and old water differs considerably. Event flow is a blend of water that was introduced to the watershed during the event, which is rain and snowmelt, and water that was in the watershed before the event, which is groundwater and soil moisture. And lastly, for the environment tracer, it is a physical and chemical characteristic of water that can be differentiated spatially and temporally to infer information about the path and dynamics of water and solute transportation in the environment. The quantitative and qualitative insights into the functioning groundwater system gained from tracers are valuable for the physically based and operation planning of groundwater systems. I think that is all from me. Thank you very much and Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum to Doctor, and my name is Su'ala bint Razak. We would like to explain the recommendation of our project. There are 4 methods that we present on our project, and there are 2 recommendations for those methods. So the first recommendation is hydraulic gradient. The most recommendation is hydraulic gradient because the equipment is simple and quick to install, put in and also the measurement analysis and the procedure is obtained. Hence, this method is appropriate for small-scale application and allows an detailed analysis of flow condition in the subsurface. And the second recommendation is between the environmental tracer and hydrograph separation. So the first recommendation is environmental tracer because the combination of the sorted tracer and hydrological data yields the most reliable result, and it is an up-to-date research along with practice, while the hydrograph separation is a natural tracer. Thank you.
So, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Fatima. I'm going to explain about the conclusion. For the hydraulic gradient, the measurement process should be done at the same time so that the contour and flow file maps will be representative for the specific time. For the pumping test, the results are less sensitive compared to other methods, and the installation of pumping well is quite costly. For the hydrograph separation, it can be concluded that the longer time travel to the catchment outlet will affect the more runoff peaks are dispersed. And for environmental tracer, the difference between groundwater and surface water is used to identify the zone of groundwater recharge and discharge. In conclusion, the measurement scale on which a technique operates can have a substantial impact on the results, resulting in disparities between estimates derived from a grid of point measurement and estimate derived from large-scale approach. Thank you.